We hardly ever think of racism as a problem that we face in modern day, although there are constant acts of hate and discrimination going on. Many people of color experience discrimination in a variety of ways, including discrimination with the police, at their workplace, and simply stereotyped through encounters with others. Some examples of discrimination with the law and police include cases of people of color who are given heavier punishments for the same crimes committed as white people. Multiple studies also show that people of color are twice as likely to be pulled over when driving over white people. Why does this happen? And why does nobody speak up and notice this happening? Discrimination happens in our courthouses as well. As an example, marijuana use is at the same rate for both black and white people. Yet, black people are 4 times more likely to be arrested for it and are likely to receive a heavier charge or consequence for it. To further demonstrate this issue, I had the privilege to interview Michael Archer, a programming assistant at Youth Care, which is an organization that provides youth and teens with activities to help them grow up without getting into any trouble. Would you mind introducing yourself?
My name is Michael Archer. I am a programming assistant at Youth Care.
Awesome. So first question is going to be, what is Youth Care?
Youth Care is a nonprofit organization which aids urban youth by giving them programs and activities to do after school.
Awesome. So I'm going to start off with, or continue with this question. Racism. Is racism common in your community? And if so, what forms of racist behavior have you noticed?
Well, I think that there are more underlying subtle racist things that go on in my community rather than blatant ones, like gentrification, just impoverished communities in general, policing, things that are just drawn and outlined to be racist in our society.
Question would be, have you ever received a punishment or been punished in a harsh way that you feel was because of the color of your skin?
Many times growing up and attending an institution such as schools and a public education, I feel like I've been singled out, not only me, but other people of color in my classroom, the other minority students. For example, in 7th grade, my teacher made a separate table for the kids of color, and that we had to sit at in the middle, in the center, while all the other white kids were around the circumference of the circle. So we were at the epicenter, and it just seemed like he was giving us a subliminal message that like the eyes are on you or something like that, or we're the bad kids or need extra attention, which is just not true. And just lots of times with teachers, specifically white teachers, treating me like that and other students in school.
So why do you think this happens in our society? Why do you think like this is something that everybody sees like daily and nobody ever speaks up about this topic?
Because to label somebody a white supremacist or a racist is thought to be in our society as too harsh of a word to say when it comes to certain racial profilings and smaller aggressions, microaggressions that we face every day. Saying words like, oh, so-and-so is a racist, that's a very powerful word, and I think the fact that not a lot of times do we address it properly, and that also it stems from racial tendencies leading back from slavery and European conquest and general feeling that white people are on top of black people and people of color, no matter who you are, and it's led to our society today.
I also had the opportunity to interview Dalton Outlaw, the owner of Element Boxing Gym, that was founded to help bring everyone from the community with different backgrounds together to form a strong, united community. For accepting this interview. just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Element.
Yeah, thanks for having me. My name is Dalton Outlaw. I'm the founder and CEO of Element Gym in St. Paul. We are a co-working and collaborative benefit corporation boxing gym. What that means is we're kind of the first of our type to where we are community orientated and we work together as a community to be able to bring programs and resources back to the community and make them long-term sustainable. We've been doing this for 7 years now, and we're excited to continue to do it.
There have been so many cases where minorities get caught up in sort of like problems, same problems as Caucasian people, and for some reason minorities get harsher punishments or heavier punishments. It could be like outside or like in school. Why do you think that is? Why do you think they get punished differently and get like more severe punishments?
Yeah, I feel that minorities sometimes carry stigmas, and people carry prejudices that get transferred over to minorities. Like all minorities are troublemakers, or you're from a certain area, so you act a certain way. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to do this. So when the punishments come out, they go to the maximum. Rather than try to fix the situation or understand where they're coming from. I think that white culture, is a big part of that. The history of this country is a big part of the system and why it's broken. And a lot of those things haven't still been fixed today.
So, is racism common in your community? And if so, where have you experienced, or if you've experienced any like encounters with racist behavior?
Yeah, I think it's very common in my community, especially a lot of the work that I do. I deal with a lot of minority individuals who have experienced racism and who are bothered by it and continue to live around it, and not by choice. Sometimes circumstance, what's going on in their community. Personally, growing up, in an inner city community, I've dealt with it myself, where I walk into a store and immediately, all eyes are on me, or driving as a teenager, even nowadays, with my baseball cap on and drive past maybe a police officer and they see a thug, and they see somebody who's not behind the hat, or who's behind the individual or the skin color, and see the work that I'm really doing. So I definitely see that it's still going on, still happening. Hence the reason why we need to do something.
Discrimination also seems to happen through stereotypes. Without even knowing so, many cases occur of people feeling safer being around a white person rather than any minority. We need to change this way of thinking and put an end to discrimination and unfair punishments. Thankfully, we can put an end to discrimination. But how? Well, we first have to know the facts. We need to educate others about what is going on. Because us being the future of this country, it is in our hands to put an end to this. You can also help reduce discrimination by joining peaceful riots as well as writing letters to our governor.
All right, big shout out to Como Park Cougars and this individual here who is hopefully going to get an A plus on this project. They did a phenomenal job here.